Hi, friends. Well, we should stop meeting like this, but it seems like Montblanc can't stop making a special edition ink right now. So here we go again. We have a special ink from Montblanc. Hence the breaking news. All right, you know the drill. Gotta get the paper. Are you ready? Ta-da! Look at that. Great characters. Homage to Great Gatsby Green. And look at the packaging. I think this is fun. Here we go with the Great Gatsby Roaring 20s theme. And we can see the embossed car. So supposedly circa 1920s, I would say. And the Manhattan skyline, or presumed Manhattan skyline in the background, which is, not recognizable, and kind of what we would all think. But it is an innovative, could be any city really, but at the time it is New York in the background. So here we go. Look at that. The sides have Great Gatsby kind of stylized initials. Yes, is it? So basically the same appears on the limited edition pen that comes out the same time as the ink. So my 2 cents are, I do not, I see what they were going with the pen. It's not the pen I personally would want to get. Shout out to Hemingway Jones, who in one of his lives recently was discussing this pen and had an opinion that it's the way it's stylized, the way it's made, it's a borderline kind of vulgar pen, if you will. The clip is kind of reminds you of a lamy type of clip, but it's actually on the pen itself was supposed to represent a money clip. And so the resin on this pen also reminds me strongly of, I believe it was Monte Grappa or Visconti who had the Wall Street fountain pen. And it's very similar resin to that in my mind. So that kind of what they went for, and to some it might seem unappealing or a little vulgar. As I said, might not be the pen for me, but I think they did a good job the way they decided to go with it. A while ago, they did an F. Scott Fitzgerald pen, and if you look at both of them side by side, you'll see that very different yet very similar choices were made. And Great Gatsby, which is the character created by F. Scott Fitzgerald, is a very different solution from the Fitzgerald pen, and yet they're very similar in some ways. And while I would love to get my hands on Scott Fitzgerald pen, I can admire what they wanted to achieve with Great Gatsby pen, but I would not want one. That said, we are back to this wonderful ink. There we go. Instructions. Very fun packaging. I really do like this one. And satisfaction. There we go. Look at that. So a little bit of glue stuck here. Yeah. All right. Okay. So what do we have here? This is supposed to be a green ink, but will it be green? We'll see. So if you guys are not familiar, or for those who are not familiar with the work, a green light, signal light, was at the end of the pier that belonged to the Great Gatsby, the character in the book. So this is what this ink's supposed to represent. Some of you have, I have seen. My sweet and trusty 1930s dip pen is no more. However, I do have a small collection of such pens, all different sizes of those, and I do have one more, and that's the one we are going to use today. This little guy. It's smaller than my previous one, and you know, one day I will gladly make a video on my collection, super small collection of these, and just talking about them a little bit more. But my previous one was German from 1930s, and this one is Italian from circa 1940s. So this is, once again, celluloid. It's a small one. You can see it's something you can hang on the chain and just keep it around your neck as one would jewelry. And the resin on this one, which is a celluloid, you know, it has seen better days, but I love it. And it's exactly the same celluloid, if any of you are into Stipula pens, the way I am. Exactly the same one. The Stipula has some of their premium pens, and they call it the pizza celluloid. So very cool, very pretty Italian pen, glass nib pen. So here we go. It's super tiny, so it's always posted when I use it. Glass nib. I believe in this case it's probably not imported. It was made in Italy at the time, and for many generations these were made in Murano, on the Murano Island, part of Venice. And hey, wonderful, just piece of history for me personally to have. I love these so much whenever I can find them. No matter what they made, it's so much fun to find them and discover their origins. All right, you ready? First look at Montblanc's Great Gatsby ink. But is it green? Kind of does look green. If you guys are new here or new to Montblanc inks, the running joke with Montblanc inks is that we never know if their actual anodized color is gonna be what they say it is. So if you look back at some of my videos, for example, Jane Austen ink is, I guess, the most prominent case. But let's see, what about this guy? Okay. So we are expecting a bright green. Are we gonna get it? And so this is a hot press paper, watercolor paper, professional paper. I believe this is Fabriano. So we'll take a look and see what we have once it dries. So far, it actually looks blue-green to me. So not like, maybe not that of a, lantern green or something like that I expected. But very usable, pretty color. I do appreciate it. I think it's nice. I think that you or I or anyone who wants their colors to be usable in daily writing and readable, this might be it. But let's see. All right. So Montblanc. And the full name is Great Characters, Homage to Great Gatsby Green. And we're just gonna do the Great Gatsby Green. Nice. Easy to write with. You can see it's pretty dark. So as I said, definitely usable, which we like. All right, we'll come back and see how it dries. All right, you guys, welcome back. What do we have here? It's all dried. This is the green, the Great Gatsby green. And I would say it's much more delightful than than I expected it to be. So there's a bit of sheen to it. And I really like it. There's also somewhat recent another green they did, which is Muhammad Ali, I believe. And I will definitely make some Montblanc swatches in the future, but I find them to be very different, and I would prefer this green or the other green. While I think it has similar base, which is phthalo green-ish. It's called Montblanc's Muhammad Ali green. So both are the Great Characters series. And you see the difference, though. Muhammad Ali is, in my opinion, much lighter. And while I do like it, I actually see myself not reaching for it that much. So this one, in contrast, so the green, Great Gatsby green is much darker. Like, even if I compare it to the darkest area that has a bit of a sheening on Muhammad Ali green, it is still, for me, it's winning as far as you know, readability and just overall aesthetically pleasing, should I say, component to greens. I know there are some people who like greens, some don't. And I think this is a much winning solution than this one. Just by the way of, I guess, pleasing people, because even if you don't like greens much, this one is okay. This one is still something you might consider. Well, this one is a little too much in your face type of situation. So for me personally, when they had announced that they will be having the Great Gatsby green ink, I was, to be honest with you, I was afraid they're gonna do another one of these. So exactly the same thing they did with Muhammad Ali green. But I am most pleased that they did not go that round. So there you go. For those of you who paint, I would say phthalo green. Your traditional phthalo green is pretty much, visible in both inks. But this one is very pleasant. It is a synthetic green. It's a very synthetic color or shade of green. And if you like that, this is your go-to, but this is not an overwhelming synthetic green. It's a very pleasant, very usable one. I'm pleasantly surprised, to be honest with you, because I was expecting something very in-your-face synthetic green, which is not the case here. It's pleasant, it's usable, and, I really like this one. I think I'm gonna keep on using it. And thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys like what I do here, please consider subscribing to my channel and leaving a comment, having a conversation. Thank you. I'll see you next time.